This segment is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, just a short drive down the yellow brick road.
My name is Dorivar Ruis-Diaz, Soil Fertility and Nutrient Management at the Department of Agronomy at Kansas State University. In the last few years, we've been working with the Kansas Soybean Commission to improve soil fertility and nutrient management programs for soybean. One of the areas where we've been working more recently focus on secondary and micronutrients. A lot of the data that we've been getting is being already used by producers through meetings and extension meetings. With my appointment of extension, I have the opportunity to share a lot of this data with producers. So I think it already has a direct impact in terms of nutrient management for soybean for many of the producers in Kansas. Something that we've been testing in recent years, for example, is the application of micronutrients to the seed in soybeans and how that may improve growth and yield, especially in high pH soils, conditions where micronutrients and secondary nutrients can be a limitation, in places where we do see a clear deficiency. And we have seen a significant increase in yield, especially in situations of iron chlorosis, for example, in western Kansas, which is a big factor as more soybean is moving west in the state and more new acres are being established, especially under irrigation in western Kansas is really a big concern. And in recent years, again, there has been a lot of increase of number of acres in western Kansas, and issues like high pH and iron chlorosis can be a big challenge. We've been seeing a lot of benefit, again, and especially in areas where we do have a very high pH problems. We do see increases easily in the order to from 5 to more than 10 bushels per acre in yields. Other aspects that we've been also looking again in those newer ground in western Kansas is, for example, the use of macronutrients, especially nitrogen. In some of those cases, inoculation and the population of rhizobia in the soil has not been established. And again, complementing that with nitrogen fertilizers, for example, can be a positive addition to the fertility program. Covering all the different type of managements. Again, most of the acres tends to be no-till for the most part, but again, we do have also conventional tillage in many parts of Kansas. So we are basically looking at all the different tillage systems. We are continuing with especially the micronutrients and secondary nutrients. Hopefully in the near future, there are a lot of things that we don't know about some of these nutrients. Especially when it comes to the use of tissue analysis, the use of some of the soil tests even. So I think we are developing a lot of new data that's going to be useful. A lot of information on secondary micronutrients is not available for Kansas, and even in the US is we don't have very much data. So all of this information I think is going to be very useful to understand a little bit better. In terms of the outreach and the extension component, I'm hoping also for producers to pay a little more attention to the fertility programs for soybeans and make sure provide all cover all the basics for getting the yield potential for soybeans, which I think in many cases people maybe overlook. Maybe more attention to other crops, and soybeans maybe I think it needs also a lot of attention when it comes to covering.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.